If you're a busy 30-year-old Singaporean looking to start investing properly this year, this video is for you. As a full-time physiotherapist working in Singapore, I see so many of my patients in their 40s to 50s just suffering from severe neck and lower back pain just because they have to work non-stop in front of the computer at their desk. They all tell me the exact same thing. Wow bro, I wish I can retire right now, but I probably need at least another 5 to 10 years time. And that's when I realized, wow, I cannot just rely solely on my job income to prepare for retirement. What if my body breaks down even before I hit the retirement age of 65 living in Singapore? So of course, I went full send into investing, and by my early 30s, I had already built my first $100,000 investing portfolio while working full-time as a physio. This video is also part 1 of a 3-part investing series for Singaporeans. Today we're starting low with how to invest $2,000, the next video will cover $10,000, and the final one is how I invest $100,000, which is the ultimate goal for most people in Singapore at least. Feel free to follow along wherever you are in the journey and move on to the next video only when you are emotionally and mentally ready to take that next step. Let's go! So when people want to start investing, they would usually just jump straight to, oh, what's the latest stock that I should buy? But honestly, I think that's the wrong question to ask. And I asked this wrong question for so many years in my life. How I would instead approach investing right now is thinking about what I would call the work optional retirement. Basically, how I invest will depend on how much money I want to retire with and at what age, so that that work becomes optional and I just do all the things that light me up and make me float on clouds all day long. Which is a pretty nice feeling, right? So for me, the goal is to have a monthly income of $10,000 a month at 65 years old so that I can travel the world and spend more time with my loved ones without worrying about money anymore. I'm already going to be so wrinkly by then that I don't want to keep worrying about paying the bills and missing out on living life. I'm honestly really comfortable living in Singapore. All my friends would know that I actually don't really like traveling. But one of the things I'm actually curious about is actually living overseas for a longer period of time, say 1 to 2 months for example, just to experience life, right? Maybe I could even do YouTube there and things might be a little bit more fun as well. All that obviously requires quite a bit of money, so that's something that I need to prepare for. And now that I know that that's my big goal, how am I going to achieve something like this? $10,000 a month will equate to $120,000 a year, so I need my retirement portfolio to at least be able to produce that consistently. Let's say we use something more conservative like dividend stocks that give 5% a year, which is quite common. That would mean that I need $2.4 million in about 33 years time when I turn 65 years old. And yes, I know that number is pretty big and pretty crazy because that's just the money that I project in my investment portfolio, and it's a pretty big number, right? Because realistically, very few people can save their way to $2.4 million just from their salary alone, unless you're earning extremely well for decades working in Apple or Google. In that case, please can you ask them if they are hiring any physios? I would love to work there, right? But it means that the more realistic way to get there is through investing consistently over time. And that brings us to the most important question for beginners: where do you even start? The first obstacle I stumble across on when starting to invest is picking the right broker, and I'm guessing a lot of you quit here as well. These are the 3 things that are considered when picking the right broker. The most important thing is definitely safety for me, because it means that I'm able to invest into things that allow me to sleep better at night. And in 2025, I chose to invest $10,000 into the LongBridge Singapore app because they are licensed by the Monetary Authority of Singapore. The second thing I looked at was commission fees. If you're investing long term, commissions can quietly eat away your returns over time. LongBridge offers $0 commissions for Singapore, US and Hong Kong stocks with standard platform fees that most brokers charge as well. If you're interested to check it out, LongBridge Singapore is running their January new user promotion where you can secure $18 worth of Tesla shares and a 12% interest booster coupon for 120 days for up to $2,000 parked in LongBridge Cash Plus funds. If you sign up with my exclusive link down below or sign up here with the QR code. Separately, if you meet the deposit and buy requirements, you may also qualify for stock bundles made up of Nvidia and Apple shares with rewards going up to $1,200 depending on how much you deposit and invest. Chinese New Year is also coming up, so I'm running my very own lucky draw. If you sign up between now to the 16th of February and deposit $2,000 by the deadline, 3 lucky winners will be randomly selected to receive this super cute 0.1 gram 999 horse gold bar. This is out of my own pocket to give back and thank you guys for always watching and supporting my videos. I really appreciate it, especially now that the channel is growing a little bit more. I'll leave all the details down in the description box below in case you want to check it out. The third thing that I looked at is how beginner friendly it is for me to use. If I want to make a deposit, I will first log in into the app, click on portfolio, then click on deposit. I usually use Pay Now, so once I click on that, I will enter the amount I want to deposit and click generate QR code. Now I'll head back to the bank app and complete the deposit. Once the funds are in, I can focus on actually investing instead of spending hours figuring out the app itself. Once you're done with the deposit, I want you guys who are watching this to take a deep breath and relax. Because most people at this point will just let all the excitement and adrenaline get to their head now that they have access to all the news and hottest stocks on the market. How I would personally start investing would be to first start off with money market funds. In case you guys are not familiar, money market funds are basically low risk funds that you can park your money in because they lend your money to reliable banks and institutions. This is available on the app itself through the LongBridge Cash Plus option. On the app itself, all you need to do is go to market, tap on Cash Plus and opt in. What Cash Plus does is simple. It invests your idle cash into these money market funds. This lets you get started, gain experience slowly, and also make use of the new user promotion at the same time. They're also relatively liquid, which means you can withdraw your money when you need it, and as long as your money stays there, you earn daily interest. If you look at this screenshot here, you can see my money parked in the money market funds. You'll notice it pays me interest every single day. It's obviously not life-changing money, let's be honest, and that's fine because it's not meant to be. But what it does is to get your feet wet, build a bit of confidence, and help you start forming the habit of investing. This one tiny step will allow you to experience the scary investing world in a more controlled way so that it doesn't feel so overwhelming to get started. Once you get comfortable with this, then you can start to think about other high-risk investments that you might want to explore in the future when you're a bit more comfortable. And that brings us to what I think is very unorthodox for an investing video like this, which is to talk about how to not invest. I know it's very counterintuitive, but hear me out. I believe it'd be an interesting way to look at, especially for investing. Going back to my retirement goal from before, which is to hit that $2.5 million mark in 33 years time. How should I not invest so that it's guaranteed that I will definitely not hit this goal? Basically, I'm going to brainstorm all the ways that my monkey brain can sabotage my investing goal. Some things immediately come to mind, right? I know that you guys definitely can think of a few as well because you've done it or you're thinking about doing it right now, so listen up. Some things at the top of my head is investing balls deep into something super risky like crypto. There's nothing wrong about investing into something risky, you just need to know how much money that you're putting into certain products, basically asset allocation. Not everything into one super risky thing, especially when I'm in my 30s ready to buy my house. So putting all my money into a super risky asset like crypto where things might swing 50% down at times would be disastrous. True, it might also be a super coin that can 10x in 33 years time, but it could also cost 10 times lesser as well. You really never know. Most importantly, I'm not going to be able to sleep if my entire portfolio was just made up of risky ass crypto coins that might just disappear the next day. So that's definitely one of the ways that I will not invest. The second thing that I can think of is holding 10 plus different random stocks that I don't have the time or motivation to monitor them all the time. Let's say I invested $10,000 into these 10 random stocks, which would bring my portfolio up to $100,000. A pretty decent portfolio, if I must say, to have in your 30s, which is, you know, pretty nice. In order to hit my $2.5 million goal, each of these stocks must be worth $250,000, which means they must all multiply by 25 times and all 10 of them will have to do so. I don't know if you guys have been investing or living on the same planet as me, but I can tell you for damn sure that it's so freaking difficult to find something that can even 5x or 10x. If you can find something that can 2x or 3x, you're already quite lucky, or should I say maybe you calculated it very well if you want to, you know, not be offended. It's really tough, right? What makes you think that someone like you who is only starting to invest can pick out 10 unicorn stocks that can 25x in 33 years time? I'm not trying to be negative or wet blanket, don't get me wrong. You might be able to do it. I'm just saying that I'm manly enough to admit that I don't think that I can do it. So, you know, do it at your own risk if you think you're good enough. It's not my retirement that I'm risking. The next thing that comes to mind is trying to time the market as if I am the wolf of Wall Street. I made this mistake so many freaking times in the last 6 to 7 years of investing that wasted so much of my time and money. If I could go back in time, I would slap my old self and just tell myself to dollar cost average and to not try to time the market. Even as I was building my dividend portfolio in the last 2 years, I got jittery whenever the markets went up and I failed to pull the trigger to consistently buy every month, even though that was the initial plan. What happened at the end was that a lot of money was uninvested and I lost out on both potential capital gains and dividends. Basically, I didn't make as much money as I could if I just stuck to the plan. These are just some mistakes that I can think of when trying to invest your way to your retirement portfolio. So once you're done brainstorming about 3 to 5 of these top mistakes, that's the good news right there. Just don't do these things and you're already going to make so much more progress towards your goals. Hopefully this video helps you get started investing and cancel out all your excuses for 2026. If you enjoyed this video here, then you'll probably enjoy this video here as well. Thanks for watching, have an amazing day as usual, and I'll see you guys in the next few videos. Bye bye.